GM, ladies and gents, this is obviously your beloved host, Light here, and today we're going to be taking a bit of a break from the airdrop stuff, and we're going to be talking about another very lucrative money-making method in crypto, and that is participating on pre-sales and also on node sales. So I have a couple of projects which I want to talk about here today. And for starters, I really want to recommend people checking out the Chainbroker website. We have talked about it in the past because they basically show you the performances of certain platforms and how well certain sales have done in these respective platforms, like Binance Launchpad, CoinList are great examples of a very excellent platforms which launch very premium projects very often. But let's jump into our first entry, which is also sponsored one called Square. And basically this is an ecosystem that is bridging the Ton ecosystem with an EVM compatible chain. So now we have basically a way to bridge our assets between all types of different EVM technology based chains, and also Ton, which has become sort of a winner and a dark horse of the race for this cycle. They kind of came out of nowhere and now they are basically in top 10. So there has been a lot more increasing interest over Ton because it's built around Telegram and there's many users under Telegram, obviously. And this is a pretty interesting project. What they are essentially selling are Ton Square keys. And these keys will be getting you different types of benefits. There's a tiered price system, and we are still currently on the first tier. Yes, there's a whitelist price for certain amount of investors like exchanges and etc. But right now you can get in at 15 Ton, which is roughly around under $100. And that is a great price given to the fact that a lot of nodes that we talked about on the previous video, which was like from 3 weeks ago, tended to be average $200 and up somewhere in thousands. So there isn't really that many cheaper entries when it comes to a lot of these nodes. They have already started and they are on the later stages and etc. And this will scale up to 29 Ton. So basically you would be paying basically the double the price. So this is actually pretty fair pricing model that it only goes 2x. I've seen some of the other ones which have gone significantly more up. And basically by having this key, you are going to be getting the TOS token, which is basically their own token, which they are going to be distributing. And that's kind of part of the ideal model here. So let's kind of go into the actual buying platform. The good thing is that you can buy the key with the Ton blockchain, but you can also connect your EVM. So in case you want to buy it through a MetaMask, you have the option to do so that as well through the Ethereum mainnet. And once you have decided how many keys you're going to be buying, you insert the amount here, and then you're going to be paying by agreeing with the thing and clicking add on. And then the transaction will prompt, and basically after that, you have now purchased the key. Then you can mint the TOS. So I already have TOS rewards here. You can choose to basically mint the key. I don't think it's an NFT or anything like that beforehand, but basically you can mint it, and after you have minted, you are going to be getting gradual rewards of TOS, which are right now not claimable. I'm going to be leaving more information about that in the description about the distribution, and in case people have any questions about it, I will be talking to my contact and he will be basically answering all these questions. And then there is the opportunity to get into the whitelist sale. I can hook you up basically, but this will require to basically buy a minimum of 25 keys. And there's also a referral program, which basically will bring you in more rewards if you refer more people in. When I bought yesterday, there was 400 keys bought, and now it has significantly gone up. So I guess there's more people basically participating. Then there is the option to also stake the TOS that you're going to be making. Currently, in this browser, I have some problems of seeing the calculated numbers on the actual APR and etc. But I assume that this feature is not even available right now, so you don't have the staking feature coming out. There is a testnet faucet also, testnet bridge, which you can basically use from sending amount Ton from Ethereum network. And there's also a faucet in case you want to interact with that and basically you kind of get the idea how it's working underneath. There is a lot of documentation, obviously, on their websites about also potential airdrops for people who are going to be participating on this one. So there's multiple bonuses here. And apparently, if you hold more than 100 ton in your wallet, there's a chance that you're going to be getting a TOS airdrop. But in case you want to read about the nodes and everything, I recommend checking out everything on the description down below. And next up, we have a token pre-sale for a project called Natix Network, and this is hosted by CoinList. And I'm automatically always bullish on CoinList because they have amazing track record. In case you don't remember, Solana was sold at 30 cents, Near and Flow at mere peanuts. Recently they had Ondo Finance, which I participated on, which did 20x and above. So this is a winner platform, and the only reason they're not ranked number one in terms of the all-time high ROIs is because they had these Cosmos chains and Polkadot chains, which did really poorly, like went 10% up from the public price or something. So those were clear losers. But aside from that, CoinList is a winner. Now recently they had another deep-in project called the Peak Network, which is a bit bigger on the scale, and I was really bullish on that one, and I luckily put a lot of money into it and I got accepted. And now Natix is basically the next deep-in project on their roster, and I'm sure they're going to be having more sales in the rest of the year, which are all going to be winners, long as they're not part of the IBC ecosystem or Polkadot. Now, Natix Network is not something I'm as bullish as Peak Network because it's a bit more narrowed down narrative, but it's still kind of powerful idea, and the tokenomics here are not too shabby. So basically what they're doing is they have an application which you can download on your phone right now, and the phone will serve as a camera that you will be putting in your car, and it basically will serve as a form of a scanner. It will sell this data onwards, obviously this camera data. I guess it's collecting data from cars and streets and stuff like that, and selling it onwards, and in exchange you are going to be getting rewards, which can be then redeemed into like Spotify discounts and also into the Natix tokens. And currently there's a leaderboard campaign going on, so you can download the application and install it on your phone and start using it with your car. Now let's kind of go into a bit of the tokenomics here. So here's a bit of a comparison to the other players on the space like Google Maps and Hive Mapper, which has been doing phenomenally as well. Kind of predicted it would be doing great, and so it has. And the launch structure here is as follows. So basically minimum purchase is $100 and maximum is $2,000. This is pretty standard for CoinList sales. Frankly, sometimes they have no limits like they did with the Mocha sale, and there was something else recently. I think it was the Peak Network, which had also a higher ceiling. But frankly, a lot of the pre-sales that I've got into recently had 12 to 18 months of vesting. That means that you're getting slowly the amount of money that you invested on the project, and we don't know when the bull run is going to be ending. So 12 to 18 months is a lot of time, and that's why I really like projects which are unlocking more at the beginning, which at the TGE, which stands for the token generation event. And also there's lesser vestings are more appealing to me. So this one, and yes, to be fair, a lot of CoinList sales have been 100% TGE historically. Not all, but most. And 25% at TGE, so you're getting fourth of your money in the beginning, and then you're going to be waiting for 6 months. So we would be talking about December or January of next year when we would be getting the last batch of these tokens. So that's a pretty good terms. The token valuation is at 1/10 of a cent. That is not too bad. I mean, the supply of the token is kind of high, but then again, this is 1/10 of a cent, not a cent. So this is 5 billion, and you have a lot of like tokens with 10 billion and 1 billion supply, which have reached $1 valuation, but obviously this is a bit more of a niche. But fundamentally, this is not too bad. The fully diluted network value, that's something of a number you always want to look into. But in terms of the users are not able to get the tokens yet, the people who are using the app, So we kind of have a good advantage here to basically sell a lot of the assets, and a lot of the early backers and etc. do not have as much money being released at the beginning as we are on the public launch. So that's kind of what I like about it. If it does 5x on the beginning, then you are already paid out your money out of the system. So that's kind of good. So I'm kind of liking the best things. The valuation might be a bit high, but yeah, and there are a lot of big partners here, and Google, Amazon, Nvidia. And yeah, so Natix Network is something that I'm going to be buying into. I mean, I already basically throw in some money in, and let's see if I'm going to be approved for it or not. But yeah, this is in case you have a CoinList profile. I recommend joining into this one. But let's move into another project. We have the Commonwealth. One of our community members has really been chilling this for months. This has been a bit of an ongoing thing for quite a long time. And these guys have a massive partnership list. Let me actually show it to you. It's like a very large allocation of companies which are involved with this project. And they are kind of like a tagline is Old Street, which is forming as, like an alternative way to invest and stuff like that. And there's Polkadot, Polygon, CoinList, Magic Eden, Kujira. And this sale is not on CoinList though. Maybe, well, I don't know. They don't have it there. Layer 0, Compound. We got a lot of dApps here. Bitfinex, Miston Labs. So a lot of big partners here already involved, which I'm liking. And there is a lot of hype around this project. A lot of big investors. A lot of, in the air again, once again, a bit of that partnership thing. So this is like a very well connected project. And that's what I kind of like about this. Now, in terms of the ideal thing, they're selling out early pool and an open pool. Both of them have a different allocation through Ignition. For the full disclosure, I never used Ignition before, so I haven't had a lot of experience on how their sales work. And basically, the holders of this token are going to be getting transaction fees, reduced investment carry fees. They can engage in governance, invest in projects. So this is going to be kind of like a launch pad of its own. And they talk about Deepin, AI, RWA, gaming, and other types of different things being launched there. So I'm kind of like, I like this. I do think that a lot of these launchpad tokens tend to have pretty good valuations down the line once they are like really big one. And there are a lot of big backers here: Chainlink, Master Ventures, Carve Capital, Hashkey Capital is very big, Andromeda, Black Dragon, obviously. And in terms of the vesting, we have 10% at TGE, 1 month cliff, and then 6 months of vesting. So once again, pretty fair vesting schedule. I like that. So that means like what we're getting like 15% each month. That is pretty nice. So everything that's 6 months of vesting is really the ideal deal. I mean, obviously we would like have 3 months, but that's not a very popular model. And in terms of the token info, launch price is 6 cents. There are restricted countries, guys, and that applies to a lot of these sales. It is what it is, and you have to deal with it because, yeah, these are registered companies and all that bullshit. But obviously there are decentralized sales, but they are always kind of a bit shady. But this is another one that I'm looking to participate on, and understand that there are two different sizes. So the early pool is bigger, and I believe that is for the paid token holders who are going to be getting the early pool. And then there's the open pool, which is for the open public, which is going to be, well, this is 4.6, so it's 9 million in total. So maybe 40% is being on the open pool, but I'm expecting this is going to be sold quite fast, especially because this is on base and sold on USDC. So they're raising $9 million. And I think it's going to be doing pretty good, but who knows? And some of the thing, yeah, I think you need to do KYC for this one. That's the same for CoinList. So yeah, in case you don't want to do it, don't do it. Moving on, we have Sakuru. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce this. Is this supposed to be like a Japanese name? And this is going to be an L2 protocol. The sale is being done on Binance Chain. It seems a pretty, somewhat of a project that has been on my, lens scope for quite some time. And there are some potential to this one. I always want to invest in new layer 2 protocols because that's where the most valuable projects really exist. And it's a consumer based layer 2. I mean, most of them are, but I mean, once again, they're promising a lot more scalability. If that's true, that's great. If it's not, who cares? Because the price is not being derived always from the technology, especially in the beginning. And this is on Decubate. I do believe this also does require ID verification. A lot more information is missing out here, so we don't know like vesting schedule, but when we look at the fully diluted value is only 25 billion. That is quite low ball. In the modern day, the token price is at 2.5 cents. Initial market cap is only $500,000, only $500,000. That is very big for upcoming price. And supply is 1 billion. I talked about there being a lot of projects in the top 100 which have dollar valuation with a 10 billion supply. But that's not always a fair assessment. But then again, I'm kind of liking this valuation here. I think it's fair, but the vesting schedule is not available right now. And until 28th, we don't have a lot of this information here regarding on the exact details on. And there seems to be a refund also available for this one, which is interesting. Some of these platforms do offer refunds, but I recommend doing your own research. Then we have another node sale. This one is Carve protocol. We talked about this on the yesterday's video. Very briefly, they have a verifier node sale going on. Carve has a pretty big community because they've been showing their airdrop campaign for quite long, and they are now releasing modular data layer for gaming, AI, and infinity. And I mean, those are buzzwords that we hear a lot, but then again, there are a lot of Carve IDs already. We're talking about 1 million here. And right now they have a waitlist. And this waitlist is for the first tier, and you're going to be basically getting token rewards by having the node. That's how the nodes work. So if you like passive income, I think I really recommend having at least one high quality node. It comes out very handy in the bear market when you need some money, and they will accumulate something to your bags basically. And the whitelist node is going to be on 24th. That is in 6 days, and that's going to be available for 4 days. And the public node sale is going to be on the 28th. It doesn't seem to state what are the prices between the pre-sale and whitelist sale. So the public and the whitelist sale, are they the same difference or not? There's 100,000 nodes. I think this is something I have to critique a bit with these node sales recently. There's just too many nodes being sold. Anything that is over $100,000 copies is just too much. Obviously, not all of them are always going to be online and shit, but I think there's just too much nodes happening, and some like older masternode chains, there wasn't a possibility of having that many nodes going on. So, but yeah, I mean, if it's not selling out, it's fine. The sale is going to be done on Arbitrum Network, and they have apparently already guides for running nodes. I don't expect it's going to be any different on this one. And then there's going to be a buyback program in order to empower community participating confidently, blah, 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 blah. Up to 100% buyback. So node license holders who maintain 70% or higher participation rate and have not redeemed any vCarve or rewards to Carve will be eligible for buyback program. So you have the ability to basically sell out your node, basically. That's how I got it from it. So this is more of a risk-free style of investment. So from 6 months from post GGE, node license have 7 days to participate in the program. So a week basically to decide whatever when they want a buyback. And then very lastly, we have Like AI, which is, from I gathered, a bit of a generic AI project, but AI wave is kind of big and you want to have some AI coins in your portfolio. So maybe Like is going to be one of them. They're incubated by Google. That's kind of big. That may lead into a lot of partnerships down the line. And I really like AI stuff. There's a lot of promising things out there. Some of them are just using existing technology. I want to see kind of new stuff. And this one seems to be not too bad because they actually have a burning mechanism going on for their sales. So basically 20% coming from the burning mechanism, 20% stake in rewards, 16% platform treasury. So there's basically no inflation from the chain because they're burning as much as the stake in rewards are coming out. So that's pretty great in terms of the tokenomics. And here's a bit of a timeline of their roadmap, what they're basically building out: Discord bots and Telegram bots, mobile application, and all types of things. I don't know how I feel about this Lake AI. This is being sold at a couple of different platforms. One of them is Ape Terminal, which has a bit of a sketchy, history. I think people a few months back maybe know about their drama, but hey, sometimes you gotta give people another shot. And Turtle Supply is 1 billion. Platform is raising $360. Project value is in 7 million. Initial market cap $500,000. So I like this one. Market cap is very low. Anything that $500,000 is pretty great entry point in my opinion. And obviously this burning mechanism kind of will keep the inflation at bay, which I'm very much in love with. So this one is probably going to be something I want to participate on. And as far as I know, Ape Terminal does not have a KYC requirement on their platform. They have a free model here, which you can increase the chances by referring friends. And then I think you can buy the token as well to get basically more points. But yeah, so, and then there was it on another platform as well? There's this website called cryptorank.io, and this one is a place to basically find out some of the sales. You need to pay attention to how much they have raised. Usually if they have raised millions, that is a very bullish signal. And here you can also see in which platforms these are being launched on. So Leica is not listed here, but for Sakura, which we talked about earlier, they have raised almost $2 million, which is pretty good. So, and these are respectable companies. But I recommend all the things we talked about here today. Do your own research. You can ask follow-up questions on Discord, Telegram, whatever, and we can find out new node sales and token sales obviously together. But in case you want to see more of this style of content, let me know in the comment section below. We could do weekly or bi-weekly recaps of the new IDO and IEO sales. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing you in the next video.